Krishna over here chewing because I'm eating right now. It's so delicious. Hello, good afternoon. Hold on. Oh, shit.
What?
Hold on. What am I trying to close out? Okay, honey. All right, y'all. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, what I want to talk to you guys about is the importance of knowing your birthright. They're not fighting, honey. No, they're not. Oh, thank you, Crystal G. So, I wanted to talk to you. No, I think they're just being loud. They're just talking loud. The importance of your rebirth on your birthday. The importance of consecrating your soul on your birthday is what I want to come and talk to y'all about today. Sorry, guys. I'm eating, and then I haven't taken my allergy medicine today. And yeah, so so I was born 43 years ago today at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I actually woke up from my sleep like shortly after that. So I woke up probably about 10, 15, something like that. And I felt spirit guides all around me from the time I woke up. And I realized a few years ago that in the days leading up to my birthday, they were always difficult. They were always difficult. It was always something going on. It was always a bunch of chaos. And I tried to figure out why. So a few years ago, I figured out that I was picking up on residual womb, WOMB energy. And this is something that is extremely important, you know, if you are pregnant with your child, or when you are pregnant with your child, it is so important for, you know, the people around the mother to be loving and supportive. It's important for the mother to be in the proper headspace, eating well, treating herself well, feeling secure about her situation. But many of us were born through trauma. Okay? We were born through trauma. And during those times where maybe the people around were not concerned about or didn't know how that energy would affect the child. And the way that that energy affects the child is that while you are focusing and concentrating on everything else, there are entities that can attach to your baby. Okay? There are entities that can attach to your baby while you are pregnant. And add that to you already being in a space where, because I know that in the past, especially 3 days, I've been hungry. There's been food, but I haven't been able to eat. And that is because, my mother purposely did not eat food when she was pregnant with me. So I was born starving. Okay. And so even to this day, I'm not trying to shame my mother. Honestly, I'm not. I'm just trying to bring about awareness. Because if you notice, there are pregnant women and they either treat themselves well, they love their baby, they have all the hope in the world for that child, okay? And they're not being negative about the baby that's getting ready to come. So, and my mother is not the only person that made the mistake and did that. I wouldn't say that I was negative. I think that my mother was very, very negative when she was pregnant with me. In fact, she didn't want me. So that within itself had a horrible effect on my life, caused a lot of struggle. Because if the child does not have the love and the protection of the mother, then it opens up the child or the fetus to all sorts of negative attachments, is what Spirit was explaining to me today. And they waited until this year. I'm not sure why. Maybe the number 43 could be the reason why, because I turned 43 years old today. So it could be just that it's time, divine timing, for me to push past that final block that, everything else was sort of making it impossible for me to peel back those onions and the layers of that onion when I first came across that demon that decided that I was a sacrifice. Okay. Today I dealt with it, and I didn't even have plans on it. My spirits just literally led me there today. So I woke up this morning. Hey, Orion's daughter. I woke up this morning, and immediately I started talking to spirits, to my spirit guides, to Hecate. They led me into a spiritual bath. I was going to take a shower. They said, nope, you're taking a bath. The water was really, really warm. Very warm. It was almost hot, to the point where when I got in the tub, it felt like I couldn't, how you gotta move slow when you get into a hot bath. So I'm just carefully unfolding my legs. And it wasn't scalding hot. It was really warm. Okay, it was really warm. And I was able to stand it, but I did eventually add cold water, but I had to get out of that bath immediately. It wasn't one of those long relaxing baths. It was actually one of those to where you get the spirit off of you and then you get out, or you release the spirit. So I didn't stay in there long, but I can tell you that the moments, the seconds before I dipped my head under the water, and it was a funny smell, like for some reason a funny smell just all of a sudden started to attach to these braids that I have. So I cleansed them with lime juice and but I did that afterwards. So the seconds leading up to me dunking my head, I almost felt like I couldn't do it. It was hard. I had a lot of anxiety because I knew that I was, what Spirit had told me is that we're going to go back and we're going to take out that original entity that attached to you right at the root chakra when you were conceived. So it blew my mind. It did, because the entity was a mixture of struggle, the demon of poverty, no hope, total negativity, very destructive spirit. Okay, very destructive spirit. Guys, I know it was a destructive spirit because Spirit told me to immediately get out of that water. when I cleansed that thing off of me. And I did the exorcism incantation on myself in Latin, because I know it by heart now. I've been, doing exorcisms for years now. And I get out and I feel very different and changed. But then I start to pick up some negative energy from somebody. So I had to handle some business and do some work today. So, and then I also had some phone calls to make. So I took care of business, feel really good about my financial outlook and my situation, very positive. So Spirit came to me and said, hey, this is something that you can probably, Spirit told me that next year to do it before my birthday is what Spirit told me. But I think that it's important to do it on your birthday as well. So I actually did create, which is so amazing that we're going to be offering this. First of all, it was something that I did for myself, and I immediately got confirmation, and things are so different. You got to think about it. When you think about all of the things that were put in you and on you, even as a child, but I think that the further and the further that you go back, and when you can make it back into the womb and consecrate yourself. So, I did that work today on that, and I've still got a little bit of work that I want to do, but I can deal with that later when I have time. Right now, I had to get some food in me, and thank you, Goddess. I had to get some food in me, you guys, because I was basically going through that regression period. So that's why I was showing you guys my Etsy. I'm going to go over that with you guys. As far as with what I feel and what my spirits feel will change your life for the better. And it's funny, Scorpio Witch, because you put all those heart emojis right at 420. Right at 420. Yes. So today, and literally in the past few years, I've been developing and creating and devising a plan for the sacrifices, the empaths, the people that nobody gives a shit about. They want us to care about their feelings, but they don't want to care about ours. Okay? For the people that were thrown away by their mother, for the people whose mother did not want them, and still does not want them. So that you don't have to carry the burden. And it is cheaper than the Gen Hex remover, guys, but those generational hex removers are absolutely necessary. But I think that in addition to that, depending on what patterns you're seeing, because I noticed that, again, I think that, looking at some of the emotions that my mother was feeling, in particular in the days leading up to having me, was a lot of fear. And why did my mother fear giving birth to me? Because there's no connection to the divine feminine, and then doctors and that energy, that curse that was put over women, the curse that women accepted. Many of us, instead of us having more of a spiritual birth, we ended up having these very traumatic births that were treated as a medical condition instead of something natural. So I think that women don't naturally fear childbirth. I think that we're taught that. all of those energies are going into you, those thought forms, those processes, those patterns. You know, you were in your mother's womb for 9 months. So I even went and researched what was going on because I was born during June. So that means that she conceived me during the month of September, October. So I went and looked back, but you know, throwing the cards tells you a lot of the energy that you have been carrying for years. Because instead of people celebrating birth, you know, my mother was 18 years old when she gave birth to me. I can imagine the immaturity. Okay, seriously, 18. I got a daughter that's 18. Yeah, and I was not ready to have a baby when I was 18, which was why I did not have one until I was 23. Mm. Being able to finally sit down and reevaluate that is so important. So today, I'm going to be throwing the cards for myself, sort of like an example of some of the womb energy that I was dealing with. And then even some of the things that I dealt with even in the days leading after my birth. I can see it all. I can see every spirit, every entity, every phantasm that was allowed to penetrate my body. I can see it all the way from the shots, the fake ass milk instead of my mother giving me her milk, all of it. So today is a day where we are over here at least, and I'm going to talk to you guys about this because I do have this work available to the public. Spirits wanted me to create something. If you notice, I've put up quite a few videos that are a manifestation of my creativity. And so I decided to create like a birthright reading and consultation. Let me show it to you guys. One of the things, one of the deepest regrets in life is when you feel literally like 30 something years of your life or 40 something years or 50 something years of your life has been stolen and you are not where you exactly want to be. Let me make sure that you guys can see that. It's very hard. And then especially some of y'all, they didn't even give you hope. They had no hope for you. For some reason. Well, why me? Why you just did not have hope for yourself? Okay. Why? What? I'm kind of confused about this whole situation, but now I'm no longer confused about it. I am no longer confused because that same entity has agents to keep you where you're at, and you'll figure out who the agents are. Trust me. Sometimes it can even be your own mama will decide to, you know, throw you under the bus in some kind of way. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that the screen share was working properly and that you guys could see. So as you guys can see, I am a world-renowned psychic. I have a 99% accuracy rate. Okay, 99%. But you can see that I get a 5-star rating. And this shop got multiple 5-star reviews in the past 7 days, okay? If I'm ever wrong about anything, which is very rarely, I rarely do inaccurate readings for clients. I can't really read for myself sometimes. It depends on what it is, okay? So here it is. I decided to use a beautiful picture of a beautiful little fetus. Don't y'all just love, I love babies. I love pregnancy. This is one of the reasons why I wanted children. I did not feel that I was necessarily forced to have my children, but there were things in my life that I needed to do, okay, for myself. For myself, there were things that you need to do even before you have children. So, especially those of you that have that bad womb energy around you, for me, I've always said that I wish that I would have done all of this stuff before I had children myself. I wish that I would have done, but you know what? It wasn't meant for that to happen. But for some of you, I think that working on yourself spiritually, because everything that I have done has worked on my love life, my money, as far as my financial stability. And until I began to do the work, it seemed to have bad luck at times where I was supposed to have good luck. Even though I knew that I was lucky when I was born, I knew that I was a lucky person. I always have good luck. But it seemed though there was this consistent struggle. And even when I would get to the point where I wanted to get somewhere or was even thinking about it, something would stop me. And I believe it's that entity that was on my womb that was there at the root when I was a seed. When I was a seed. Because all of that stuff in there is your pod. It's like a portal. The umbilical cord, the afterbirth or the placenta. Okay, so all of that is a tree, is a seed that sprouted, and it's a root, because you form a root. You have to lay down a root in your mother's body to get here. Okay, so this particular birthright reading and consultation is going to be extremely helpful for you guys. So as you can see in the description, it says explore your birthright. What rights were you born with? What energy or spiritual gifts and curses were created for you? In this reading, we will explore your zodiac chart and what energies you need to work on to manifest the life you want. So this is serious. This is like rerouting yourself. Rerouting yourself. Okay, the Four of Wands. Hold on a second, guys. All right, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. So, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to go wash my hands. You ever see how negative people, though, are when they hear, seeing Jacob represents my inner child. So seeing Jacob and the things that I went through with him when I had him, all of the attacks from online that were really coming from family members and my mother, I realized what was happening to me. All of that happened to me too. So Jacob definitely represents my inner child right now. For me, I'm a mama bear. If I see negative energy coming at my child, I'm going to protect them. So that seed of not giving a damn about your children and, women and their daughters not getting along, that's a seed that gets planted. And then if your father ain't about nothing, it's really bad. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go wash my hands. Oh, shoot. I will be right back. One. So today we celebrate Jamila's Independence Day. I am rebirthed. My soul is going to be consecrated, but before I do the rest of the work for that, it's pertinent that you do that because that is a hex. It's a birth hex, which is very different from a generational hex. Okay? Very different, totally different set of demons. In fact, the energy, the negative energy that came in your womb when you were pregnant, sometimes your mother created that phantasm around you. Sometimes she created it. Who knows? I personally feel that my struggles do make me stronger. However, to sit and continue to struggle for the rest of your life, that shit ain't gonna never happen to me. Okay? I'm just saying. So we've had consistent issues. I mean, if you've had consistent issues, I mean, especially when you are trying to break free and you got the agents, you got the demonic agents that are basically stalking you, harassing you, all of that crazy stuff. It's pretty annoying. Where the heck did this little piece of glass come from? It's weird. So that's what we're talking about today. So you guys can actually get this. It's like it's an hour or so long. You know what I'm saying? It's 75 because it does require a lot of work. Okay, and these are done by phone. In fact, sometimes guys with them. Oh shit! What the heck was that? Sometimes with them video readings. So just it'll be a phone reading. Okay, that you will get. And just to see what you came in with, what was meant for you, but then what struggles did you have? And see, you guys got to understand that there are, in fact, people who leave this earth unfulfilled. They do. They leave the earth unfulfilled. Okay? And you wonder where it comes from. Well, that's because the seed, the seed that was planted within the seed. Now, I'll show you guys this. I am offering a birthright soul consecration cleansing ritual for 420. Okay. So, it just gives you the description. So you guys may want to, maybe look into that if it's something that you're interested in, because my spirits have been planning this ritual for my birthday for quite some time. And because it can really be difficult, when you're born and society and everybody around you expects for you to become a statistic and to lose in life just because of whatever. I think that is disgusting. I think that society needs to throw that culture away. But unfortunately, that's what we're dealing with. And in fact, you end up literally having to fight tooth and nail for shit that belongs to you. Because your energy is being given away and sacrificed. They always talking about a sacrifice. I'm not sacrificing anything else. My whole life has been one big sacrifice, 30-something years of it. Trust me, there shouldn't even be 2 minutes where you're living within a sacrifice or you're a sacrifice. That shit is stupid. This is one of the reasons why I have a direct issue with our ancestors. Now, I did call to my grandmama today, and she gave me a beautiful message. So shout out to my grandmother, Lena Briscoe, who always and will always have my back. Always. Always. She came to me with a beautiful message today of love and trust and protection. Love her so much. You know, looking at the womb energy that, I was dealing with. Let's call to the spirits and ask them what was the womb energy. What is it? Huh? Okay, that was bought for me for my birthday, hon. Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, you can do the reading for your grown kids also if you went through some particular, you got to look at the environment of the mother. If the mother was surrounded, and like, the father was not very productive, he wasn't producing much out of his own energy because maybe he has the same problem or maybe he just refuses, yeah. So you can do it for your kids too. Absolutely. Oh, cool, Scorpio Witch. Thank you. So we're going to look at 43 years ago today. Can y'all turn that music down, please? Because I'm doing a reading. My daughters, they need to be at a frat house or something. You know what I'm saying? They don't need. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Spirits, what messages do you have for me about that? I'm going to give you guys an example about the entity I was cleansing off of me and what was going on with my mother when she was pregnant with me, because my life was not appreciated. I was a burden to my parents. Why? Because society told them that I should be. So that's exactly what I am, what I was to them. And that's exactly what my life has been filled with, burden up until now. But the residual energy was there even today and leading up to the days of today. Yeah. So definitely can see the death card came up, the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse position, the Temperance upright, the 9 of Swords upright. That's probably, her worrying because she was drinking alcohol while she was pregnant with me sometimes. And then the 4 of Wands comes up upright. And then this Elder of Swords. And let me throw one more card. Yep, the 8 of Chalice is reversed. So, my mother was dealing with a lot of emotional abandonment and she didn't have no money. So when you're born into poverty, I was born into poverty. I went to go live with my aunt, who is a nurse. Okay, she worked as a nurse in the mental health field. So she actually adopted me, but those energies were still surrounding me. There was nothing but stress and worry, no hope, all abandonment. Oh, I don't want this baby. Oh, it's too hard. Oh, and it just, it affected me my entire life. Very hurtful to be a little baby inside of your mother's womb and she doesn't want you. Now, what's sad is these kids, and I think this is the demon too. Kids that come in and don't appreciate their parents at all, that do all that they can for them. And the parent, the entire pregnancy, probably loved and adored them. But then again, you got to think back to that pregnancy. What was the father doing? What was his energy? It's disgusting the way the world or the way society within itself has, because last night I was filled with so many emotions. I was filled with the same emotions that I was feeling before I came out the womb. feeling like I was I was always a stigma. Oh, you were a teen because my mother had me when she was 18. Oh, you're just a stigma. Oh, this child is not going to make it in life. Oh, let's just be as negative as possible. That's the kind of shit that I dealt with. And I was a little baby. Never was I ever, felt, in her womb. I didn't feel cherished or wanted. I felt like she didn't even want me in her body. Like she just wanted me to get out of her body. It was horrible. So y'all be careful, especially those of you that are pregnant. If the daddy is acting crazy all around you, get some help with that because your baby is gonna come into that environment. And I am all for making sure that you have your financial shit together. But again, like a generational hex, poverty it follows you, or and that's exactly the demon that came onto me. I feel like it was the demon of poverty, the demon of codependency, alcoholic demons, worry and stress demons. Those were the demons created for me through my mother in her womb, and they have followed me for almost 40 something years, and they have been tearing my life apart. And even when I moved on, even when I defiled everything that they spoke on me as I was a baby, they felt I would lose that life. They felt I had no chance. I rose above all of it. And even when I did that, the very same people, my own mother, came back and tried to ruin all of my opportunities, my reputation. Now, as far as with society, I really don't give a damn about society. I think that society, quite frankly, gets more retarded as the day goes by. That's not the way things are supposed to be. So for me, the whole thing with the social thing, but it sucks when your enemies have your mother telling lies about you. It's horrible. Things that are not the truth. Painting you in a picture that you are not. When you are a good person, you are a decent person, and you're not giving a chance, and you're not giving an opportunity, because 30-something years later, instead of her allowing you to go somewhere in life, she decides to try to ruin it for you. Those are things that you should never forgive for. Led to many, many traumatizing events. Oh my God, am I going to have this to do this with that and all that shit? So since they couldn't bring you into any kind of financially secure situation, they want to fuck you up for the rest of your life and fuck your kids up. That's exactly what they do. That's why you should walk away from them and never talk to them again. They put your children at life. They try to take your dreams and your fucking aspirations and they try to stomp on them. Take that birthright back. Take it back. They've been doing it since you was in their womb. That's why it's very important for you to take the spiritual baths. And especially on your birthday. And my spirits, I threw the cards again, guys, earlier. And I got the fire card, which represents passion. I got the spirit card, which represents initiation. I got the ritual card, which represents invocation. And then I got the ancestors card. So, my grandmother definitely is bringing me blessings because I threw the cards on her. Got a very good readout for her. Anybody trying to make me not trust somebody that is the only reason why I'm alive today to even fucking talk to you, I don't deal with them. Because I don't blame my mother for any problem that I have. I blame her for making it harder on me. I blame her for turning people against me. I blame her for a lot of things, but my failure, never. She'll never get that, ever. That demon will never get that, ever. Because it is my will, it is my passion. My future and my dreams are my passion. I am not motivated by negativity. I am not motivated by jealousy. I am motivated by my life purpose and my energy and what I know that I need to do. That is what motivates me and my loved ones and living within the reality that I want. I am motivated by my own energy. Spirit, show me everything that is my birthright. And I may not even share all of these cards with you because people will try to take your root. They'll try to take I got a female right now that got my picture on her channel. Oh, you've been having my picture on your channel for like 3 weeks trying to manifest off of my energy. And now you're where you're at. I hate thieves. I hate it when they steal. And especially when you steal from the vulnerable. There it is. Yep. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna throw some more cards though, guys, to when I'm not live or whatever, because this is a very personal, private reading. In fact, guys, I don't really like to do the chat readings because Spirit was kind of telling me like, nah, you need to keep all this stuff confidential. Today it's a crossroads where we walk away from all of that crap. I think it's important for you to do it, for you to get away from that, for you to stop living within, the disgusting, things, literally it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough that they brought you into a situation like that, but then for them to not have any hope for you, no hope. Who does that? And where are they doing that at? And then why is it that every time you disagree with them, all of a sudden they want to ruin who you are and what you have? Why is it that our parents and the people around us are working feverishly to manifest a curse in your life? So yeah, guys, I'm not really upset or anything today, but I'm feeling the transition is happening. And I feel that as a parent, you have to take responsibility for the mistakes that you made and own up to them instead of just placing the blame. But please believe that even if you have a narc parent that will not do that, that cannot do that, then you do it for yourself. You got to do it for yourself. When people are saying very, very negative things to you, those things tend to hurt the heart chakra. Abuse, ignorance, chaos, violence, all of those things are things that are designed to destroy the spirit. And those are things that will not be tolerated by your spirits. I can tell you that. So even as a mother, when you have children and you bring children into that environment, you have to still fight for who it is that is you. You have to. Otherwise, you'll get lost in the shuffle, and so will your children. They will get lost in the shuffle. It will follow them. So doing the work now is important. Doing the work now is important. Okay? Yeah, but what is the fucking shame around having a baby? Why is it that people have to be so ashamed of having a baby? Okay, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna come back because this one got kind of messed up because I had to have a family discussion. So be selfish, guys. Be selfish. Take what's yours. The people that try to take from you, take it back from them. I don't give a fuck who it is. People in this world will try to abuse you, use you, bully you, disrespect you. Clean it out, clear it out of your life by doing the birthright. Guys, I'm sorry. I've got people that live with me that don't really need to live in a house of worship, really. So I'm sorry about that. I will be back a little bit later because like 20 minutes of my time that I was doing this hangout got stolen, taken, a part of the feeding frenzy process that goes through everybody in your family. So unfortunately, for the past 20 minutes, I haven't been able to talk about what I want to talk about. And my hangout got a little ruined, but my life didn't. And that's the good part about it, is that no matter what a selfish or an ungrateful, unappreciative person does to you, you'll still prevail. Just make sure that you do the work. As long as you're doing the work, I don't even care if you living in the same house. Get your pen and your brown paper bags out and start writing. Start writing it out, your intent, because they will try to take it all from you till you have nothing left for yourself. And then even when you have nothing left for yourself, they're still trying to take and take and take and take and take after they've taken and stolen and swallowed up every goddamn thing. I can't stand people like that. Even people in my own family. If I suspect you doing it, I will cut your ass off. So many of y'all will have that kind of parent, and you won't cut that person off. I cuts people off. I don't care who you are, you can get cut off. Because if your energy is going against my grain, then you can't eat my grain. My spirits will not feed unappreciative people. Period. People need to learn how to feed themselves. That's what I've noticed is a lot of people codependent, psychic vampiring off of people, unhappy with their own life, can't stand to see somebody do good, even when it benefits you. That's what I noticed. I noticed that too about one of my exes. He would make me lose jobs and opportunities. Even though it would have benefited him because he was living with me. It's called a complete idiot. And of course, that person got cut off and everything with it. I can't stand that kind of ignorance. It reminds you of a roach scurrying around. I'm not a roach. I'm a bird. I'm a dove. I'm a deer. I'm not a roach. I'm not scurrying around aimlessly. Yeah, ooh, I gotta eat, sleep, and shit. No, that's not fair. I've never done that ever in my life. And I've worked hard my entire life. I have worked hard to get to where the fuck I am, and I will never let nobody take that shit from me. You might as well just get ready, is what I say to people that want to come against me. You better just get ready. You better get ready, because when that spirit come to you, all your lies and your bullshit, huh? But let's face it, y'all. We're not gonna blame the demon. Because people, right before they do something that they know they're not supposed to do it, they know they ain't supposed to do it, but they do it anyway. They make a choice and a decision to do it because it is their will. But guess what? You have your will too. And your will always trumps all. You are God. Just like they are God, you are God. And if anybody tries to take that power away from you, stomp their asses out. Otherwise, you'll be losing your entire life. I'm keeping it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, you guys, I'll see you later. If you guys want to know more about this, we'll talk more about it later. Right as I was getting into the discussion, I was interrupted by a demon, and it kind of derailed the whole thing. So I do apologize, but y'all caught my drift from this one. Okay. So I will see y'all later. Love and light, peace and blessings. And talk to y'all later. Okay. Thank you for the birthday wishes and stuff. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.